Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to protect your PC and also how to keep it running quick and fast. I'm going to use 5 programs that basically everyone should be using to increase their performance of their computer. They're all free, and I'm going to show you step by step how to install and use each one in this video. Hopefully we can keep it around 10 minutes. Alright, to start we're going to get an antivirus. This is our main line of defense against anything bad that's coming onto our PC. If you already have one, you can go ahead and skip this part of the video. Never run 2 antiviruses at once. That's very bad for your computer. Alright, so I use Avast. I'm going to go into my internet browser here and go to this website. You can simply Google Avast and it'll pop up the same page. Once you're on their homepage, you go to the free download here on the left, and it's going to offer you the full version. We just want the antivirus portion, so we'll take the free one and we'll download it. It's going to start downloading down here. It's a pretty good sized file, so it'll take a second. The reason I like Avast is that it is very good at protecting against viruses. It doesn't take a lot of your CPU space, so it's not going to bog down your computer and make it slow. And it also has a very easy user interface. So once this is done downloading, I'll unpause this and show you how to finish installation. Alright, so I just finished downloading the setup file in my Google Chrome. My downloads are right here, but if not, just go to your download folder and run the setup. And of course the window will pop up. Just click run on it, and it's going to be a pretty basic setup on this one. Make sure you click install the free antivirus. Don't go for the whole trial thing, or it's going to give you a bunch of stuff you probably don't want. I'm not going to mess around with any of the add-ons or anything. Just do a normal install, next through this stuff, and it's going to start installing. And then you just wait and it'll take you to the next page. Takes about 2 minutes probably, and I'll unpause in a second. Alright, so I finished the installation. The next page that popped up, you just click next on to register and you finish up. So you open up your Avast and you now have a antivirus. The only thing you really need to know about is this scan button right here. All of these are kind of unimportant for what we're going to be doing. So in here we have a quick scan we can run. That's basically going to be a not as thorough. It's just going to run through your files really quick, make sure there's no obvious viruses on your computer. You can run that, I usually don't. It also comes with a full system scan. This one is the one I usually will do. I'd say probably anywhere from 2 weeks to probably maybe once a month. Really depends on how much internet activity you have. It also gives you the options to scan a flash drive or a CD, a certain folder, and you can even schedule it to scan every time you boot up your computer if you want. That might be a little bit of overkill, but hey, you got the options. These are basically just the shield it's running to protect you from other people, the internet, emails, basically just protecting you from all angles, which is why I like Avast so much. There is a software update over here. I'm not really familiar with this portion of it. I don't use it that much. It'll tell you if you have some old versions of programs. You can mess around with that if you want, but in this video we're not going to cover it. And we also have tools. I wouldn't really use these either. Just mainly the scans what we're getting this for, and the virus protection. So in the maintenance section of this program, we have the registration. This is important. You're going to need to do this if you don't want to have only 30 as an antivirus. Simply click register now and select the free one. It's going to want to retrieve your information, and then you just type in your information here and you'll basically be registered that easy. And then you'll have a whole year of this antivirus. So it's pretty simple. You also have your logs. If you ever do run the scan, it finds a virus, it'll send it to this virus chest right here. And if you do find one, you're going to want to come in here and make sure you remove it from your computer. This will contain it, but you're going to want to delete it from here as well once the scan's done. We also have remote assistance. If someone else has Avast, you can actually allow them to come in and control your computer screen for you. using these tools, but that's just an additional feature. The market, recommended, and support, something we're also not going to worry about. Nothing in there too helpful. So just remember your scan every once in a while, but for the most part, Avast is going to auto-update, so it'll basically just protect you on its own without you doing a whole lot. So that's your antivirus. Next, we're going to go ahead and get Malwarebytes. Your antivirus is really good at finding obvious viruses and mainly just not letting them in, period. Once they're on there, Malwarebytes is the tool that really finds them and makes sure they get deleted. So we're going to go ahead and download that. Make sure there's nothing bad on your computer that's slowing you down. Once we go to their website, either by Google or you can type in the link, just go to free download. And it's going to bring us back to the same download page at CNET, which is good because we trust CNET. And it'll start downloading down here. Not as big of a file as your antivirus. And once it's complete, we'll go ahead and run the setup once more. Alright, so once you're in this setup, choose your language, pretty much just next through it. I like to create a desktop icon, you don't have to. And it's going to install Malwarebytes. And there is my virus update. So you can see you're being protected and updated up to date without you doing anything, which is why I like Avast. As you can see, it's down here. You can click it and open it at any time and get in there, but it just kind of sits in the background. So Malwarebytes is done. I'm going to launch and update it for the first time. With this program, you probably only need to run it, I would say, once a month. You know, it's or if you have anything sketchy or going wrong with your computer, and you want to make sure there's nothing terrible on there, then maybe run it. But it's really there to find the really bad virus that can be on your computer. So it's saying that update the database of the virus definitions, basically what lets it know what's bad, what's good. It updated it and it should pop up here in a second. And this is your Malwarebytes interface. Really easy to use. Simply perform full scan, select your drives, and it starts. It's that easy. Really nothing to it. I'm not going to scan right now. It takes usually around probably a little under an hour, I would say, to finish a whole scan. So make sure you have some time. It'll pop up and tell you, look, it found nothing here. It says it found nothing, the time, just some stats about its scan. And that's basically all there is to that. You can come in here and mess around with all the trial stuff. I don't. Something you should know, every time you load Malwarebytes, it's going to say, do you want to update? If you click yes, it's going to download the latest version of Malwarebytes. I would suggest clicking no and wait until this screen pops up, and then you come over here to updates and click check for updates. This is only going to update the database, and it's not going to make you download a whole new version of Malwarebytes every time you want to run the software. And anyways, yeah, so pretty basic. You're just going to be running this scan every once in a while and make sure you update it before you do. So that is your malware. Next, we're going to get your spyware protection. Super anti-spyware. Again, you can always Google it or just type in this link if it's still working. We're going to get the free edition, of course. And the download starts right away, or if it doesn't, you can click there. Super anti-spyware is pretty much used to delete all the trackers that are on your computer, especially if you're using sites that want to access your information. Sometimes when you download things, there will be trackers. This is going to go ahead and delete it all and make sure that those files aren't bogging down your computer. and you'll probably be surprised at how much it'll find that shouldn't be there. So we're going to install it. Just going to do the express install. Pretty easy again. And it's going to say a trial version, which it is, but you can use the trial version pretty much forever. So this is the update page. This is going to pretty much happen every time you click update. It takes a little longer than Malwarebytes to update, but it shows you what's going on. And you're going to want to do this again every time before you run it, so you have all the most up-to-date definitions. And it's updated. So this is the interface for Super Anti-Spyware. Basically, every time you double click it, this is what's going to pop up. You're going to come down here and click check for updates. It'll go through this process again, and it'll say you've been updated. And then you just come up here, click scan your computer, and it'll scan. And once you're done, I'm not going to go through it, but as you can see, it's already finding stuff. Look at that. It says threats detected, 4 threats. Oh no. So you're going to be in here, and it's going to give you the option to remove threats. Odds are you're going to want them removed, unless you know you have a tracking cookie that you want. You probably don't. Go ahead and remove those. It quarantines them and removes them. And that's going to speed you up quite a bit as well if you have a ton of those on there. Alright, so after those last 3 programs, you pretty much have your computer running with a clean slate. There shouldn't be very much bad stuff on there after you run all 3 of those. So now we're going to organize your files in your Windows folders to run at their max performance as well. We start with CC Cleaner. Go ahead and go to this website. It's a Google product, I believe, and I'm going to download it. We want the free one, so we're just going to go ahead and go to File Hippo. Either one of those will work. And in the upper right it says download the latest version over here. I'm just going to click that. And the links are pretty trustworthy considering we're getting it straight from the manufacturer's website. So run the setup, and it'll pop up here. CC Cleaner has 2 tools we use. The first one is going to basically go through and clean up a lot of your internet cookies and downloads you haven't touched in a long time. Basically stuff that just shouldn't be there that you didn't realize you had to go and delete yourself. You can check whatever ones of these you want. Add open cleaner options. And I like it to automatically check for updates. Actually, yeah, probably not. That can get annoying. So I'm just going to add the desktop shortcut. And this program you don't have to update quite as often. It'll try and make you update it about every time you use it probably, but I mean, update it once a year and you'll be fine. So, download my CC Cleaner. Wants to do a pre-scan, you can do it. For this video I'm not going to, it's going to take too much time. And this is your screen. So the 2 things we're going to use is the cleaner and registry. In the cleaner you have all these options of things you want to go into and delete. So temporary internet files is a good thing. History, you know, it's kind of a personal preference. I like to delete mine. Cookies. Basically all of these are things you can delete that'll speed up your computer. Get down here to the system, your recycle bin, temporary files. These are all stuff that just bogs you down that you really don't need. And these are the main things you're going to want when you run it. You can read through these options and select the other ones. I'm not going to. This is just for basic use. So we're running the cleaner. It says you're going to permanently delete these files. Are you sure you want to proceed? I'm sure. and it starts running, and I'll come back once it's done. Alright, one note about this: when you run it, you need to make sure your internet browser is closed, because it's going to try and delete the cookies from that internet browser, and if it's open, it can't access it. So make sure your internet is closed down when you do run this. So as you can see, it removed 250 megabytes of bad stuff off my computer. You can just scroll down, you can see it all, and that is going to speed you up more than you know. Next, we're going to go in here and fix the registry on your computer. It's going to scan for issues first, and it's going to let you know basically what in your Windows is messed up, and I'll come back once that's done as well. Alright, so I ran the scan, and this is what popped up. Basically, you're just going to select fix selected issues. For your first time, you might want to back up changes. I never do, but the first time, just to make sure your computer's not going to have some kind of bad reaction, you might want to back it up. But I'm not going to, and just say fix all selected issues, and it just goes ahead and fixes those registry issues for you. And the other tools on here, you have a program you installer, and you also might find this helpful. This is your startup. This is everything your computer is going to run when you turn it on. So you can come in here and kind of see what's going to be coming on every time you power up. Super Anti-Spyware is going to pop up. And there'll be some programs in here you might say, I really don't use that. You can go ahead and disable it so it does run up. Make sure you don't disable anything that you don't know what it is, because it's probably in your Windows files and you probably need it, so don't mess with it. Besides that, that's basically all you need to know about this. Yeah. Alright, and finally we have the Defraggler, made by the same company. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my browser as well. And download, and we're going to follow the exact same process. So defragging, what is it? Basically, anytime you save something to your hard drive, your head of your hard drive writes it to the disk somewhere random, which when it needs to go find that information can become a little bit tedious, because it has to go to that certain spot. Instead of having everything in one place, it's scattered around. Basically like trying to search through your desk with paper scattered all over it, instead of having them organized in a file cabinet, So what this does is it takes all your papers and organizes them for you. And like this, I'm going to only add the desktop shortcut. Granted, a few of these you can actually already have on your computer, but the user interface isn't as easy, so I like this one. Alright, so this is going to open up right here, and this is what it looks like. I already defragmented a while ago, so it's saying I'm in good health, but basically you can analyze and it'll tell you if you need to do it, but probably every once a month maybe. You can go ahead and defrag, and it just starts going. And it's basically just going to find all your files and then start reorganizing them for you, and this will also speed up your computer quite a bit. I mean, it's going to move around a lot of space and free up a lot of space actually for you as well. So once that runs, you'll be defragged and your files will be organized. Alright, so now you have all 5 things that you need to keep your computer safe and running quickly. Like I said, once a month's probably the time you want to run them. If you have a fast computer, you could probably do them all at the same time. That's what I do. Once a month right before bed, I'll just click them all open and say scan and run. I let them all go, and then in the morning I wake up and do the finalizing, and then I'm done. And it's going to be able to just keep your computer running fast. And yeah, you could definitely go and take this into a retailer like Best Buy, and they'd charge you $80 to do this for you, when you can just do it yourself this easy. So hopefully a few of you have been enlightened to how easy this stuff is and won't need to go in and purchase stuff for no reason. And I believe that's it. Make sure you look for my next video. I'm going to be talking about how you can make your internet browser faster, and also how you can get rid of ads on YouTube, block pop-ups, basically just configure your browser for the best internet experience. Thank you.